Okay, all right. So like I was saying, so when you are designing dashboards, there are a couple of things that you need to put into consideration. You need to look at put a very holistic look, a holistic breakdown, so that by the time the stakeholders are looking at the dashboard, they don't have any questions, right? So if I'm telling them this is my total sales, right, then I should be able to also tell them this is the grand total. So this is the percentage of the grand total, right? And then this is just for visualization. So it's the same thing. This and this is the same thing, right? So if these three things are saying the same thing, but you need to be able to consider every single stakeholder. Then they need to be able to look at it. Okay, what is the difference from the previous quarter? And then this will also tell them this helps them visualize it better. Says okay, this is red, which means that based on this quarter in 2023, quarter one had less sales than the previous quarter in 2022. So if you check different quarters, it changes, right? So you need to consider a whole lot of things when you are preparing your dashboard. So you need to ask every single question that can be asked and try to answer as many as possible in very, very in a very compact manner. Okay, so let us start with the dashboard background. So to do this, so remember we have a PowerPoint. We have a PowerPoint file that we use to create our former dashboard background. So this was the first dashboard background that we created last week, and then this is the PowerPoint file that we use. So if you go back to the video, I won't go back and start explaining some things. The size of the you first of all you need to resize your PowerPoint slides. So once you resize it, then you can start designing your dashboard. So we are going to try to recreate this entire thing again. So let me just let me do this. Let me delete everything. Okay, great. So now we want to recreate this this background. So when you want to recreate your background, remember we select our color first. Let me see if I have my color picker. Okay, I don't have it. So Adobe Color Picker. Sorry. So we select our colors. Okay, like I said the last time, we select I like to operate it with 3 colors only. So but let me just leave this at 4. Okay, so let me see. Let us pick I don't know which one to pick now. Okay, let me just go with this. Okay, so these are the colors that we will use to recreate that gradients, this gradients field. So to work on our gradient field, we come here. So there's already a preset gradient field for this one. So I don't want to use this preset gradient field. Oh, it still chooses the preset one. Okay, so this is what the gradient field I had already designed before, but to redesign it, all you need to do is very simple. So remember how you get here is you right click, then you go to format background. So once you're in format background, you're in gradient field. So this is mostly you can have multiple positions for your gradients. You can have like up to this particular one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors, right? So there are 5 colors here. You can have as many these 5, or you can even add. You can add as many as possible, or you can delete. So you use this to add, and you use this to delete, right? So let me see. 1, 2. So let me delete this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just leave it at this 5. Okay. So when you want to set, these are all different positions for this color, right? So if you notice it, you will see that there are preset gradients. You can decide, okay, I want it to follow this, or I want it to come like this, or I want it to follow this, if it's your color that you have chosen, right? So you can decide to use preset gradients, or you can just decide to do your own. So if you choose a preset gradient, right, then let's say, okay, let's pick this particular one now. I like the way this gradient is. These are the colors. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 colors here. So I can decide to edit this preset gradient like this now. This is the lightest color. So which of these is my lightest? So I don't think I have any color here that is very light. Sorry. No, there's no color here that's very light. So I can decide to do something. There's a trick I do. I come to this particular site, color kits. So let me come here to color. So I can either do color kits or coolers. I like color kits. So I come to color kits, then I come to tools, color picker. Then I paste that particular color that I copied. So yeah, so this is this color here. So I'm looking for a lighter shade. That's why I'm pasting it. Okay, so these are the different shades of this one color now. So let me just pick this. Okay, great. So this is the lightest shade. I come here, I select this, then more colors, then you paste the color shade here. Sorry. I picked this, click copy, Control V. Okay, so this is the lighter shade that I picked. So then this here is the darkest shade. So which one will I want? I don't think I want this very dark shade here. So let me pick this as my darkest. Okay, more colors, Control V. Okay, so you can see it's already taking shape. So this here is not so dark, but so let's come and check. Okay, let's go back to this particular place here. Okay, I think this is the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. This is D1D. This is EB9. Okay, let me just pick this one. So you come here, more colors. Okay, Esther, do you understand the color gradients now, or should I explain it again? I'm just seeing your message now.
Yes, I understand it. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. So so like I said, we are picking our colors. So let me just use the same color here. So now this is a gradient, which the color that we chose, right? So I can decide to edit my gradients and say, okay, I think I want this one to be lighter, right? So let me come back here and pick a lighter color. So this is colorkit.co. You can get this in color kit. So when you're in color kit, you come to tools and color picker, and you paste the hex code from here. So this is the hex code that I copied and pasted here. You know, so I've gotten the. Okay, let me get that lightest color again. So you play around with this thing in whatsoever way you want. Some people will advise you and tell you that you should set the theme of your slides or the theme of your Power BI, right? But the only reason why I don't always like that idea is because sometimes it can really restrict you, and it's also very, very stressful, right? It's very stressful. So if you select any theme, you now have to start editing it. So it's too stressful. But we can talk about that later, but not in this class. Maybe after we are done with the class. So this is the gradients that we have designed. So sometimes gradients are better for like when you are, instead of always putting plain backgrounds, you can always put a gradient, right? So remember I said whenever you want to get a concept, then you can go and do a search online and come. So this concept was a dashboard I saw online. I can't remember where I saw it from, but I saw a dashboard online that had a background like this. So I just copied this, only this one here, this and this. Then, but these other words, these other parts here, I did them by myself. Okay. So this is page 1, and then this is page 2 of the dashboard. So this page 2 is what I did here. So I'm not done with page 1 yet. Page 1 is still under construction. As you can see, page 1 has more conch visuals. So, but let's just focus on page 2 only. Okay. So let's come back to PowerPoint. Yes, this is it. So we're trying to recreate this. So if you notice this, you can see that there's some sort of fade at the end here, and some sort of fade at the end here, and that can only be done with a gradient too. So let me get my gradients. So I need to insert a rectangle first of all. Okay, let me see. Let me just insert one here. Okay, then let me take out the line. Okay, there's no line safe. No, there's a line. There should be line. Okay, just hold on. No line. All right, so I'm taking out the line. So same thing, instead of solid fill, I put a gradient fill. So you can see that this one has easily blended with our background, right? So I can also edit this particular one now, because I know, okay, I want this to be more visible like it is here. So the edges here, I will leave this white, because this white is what blends into the background. So I will leave this part. I won't touch this part. But let me give this darker colors. Where is our let me pick this. This is our darkest color here. So let me come here, more colors. Oh, sorry, I should have selected this one instead. Okay, so let me also put it for here. No, this will be too dark. Let me reduce this a bit. Let me select this one. Okay, then this will be, let's see, let me pick this. Copy, come here and more colors, Control A, Control V. So it's taking shape, but I can say, okay, I want this other part to be darker. So let me add another line here and then make this. Why am I selecting? Sorry, I'm trying to, okay. So select this, then add another line. Okay. So let me this darker one here. Okay. Okay, it's taking shape, but I feel like it should be a bit darker. But let's just leave it like this, right? So we copy and then we paste. Right. So the challenge here now is that this one, the edge is completely different, right? So we can now decide to change the way our gradient looks like. So instead of linear, oh wait, hold on. This one, you are changing the direction of the gradients. You just keep on trying different things. Maybe if you see what you want, then you pick it. Just hold on. Let me see. 90. So one thing we can now do is this edge here. We can add something else. No, this one should continue being here. So let me give this edge. Where's that lightest color? No, edge is the lightest that we have. No, trying to see what the color is. So this is what I'm looking for. That's it. White, low contrast. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was distracted for a while. Okay. Yes. So this is what we are working on. Just remembered. So this edge can be just pure white, and then we can decide to move it up a bit. Okay, let's just work with this one for now, so that we don't waste enough time. Right. So, but this one I got it by just playing and playing around with it. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do, but ensure it's not looking like child's play, right? So this is how you can design. You can use gradients. You can also use gradients in your cards, right? You can decide to have instead of, let's say, a plain white card, you can decide to use a gradient card. So let me just copy this format and paste it here. So you can try to have a gradient card, but you can see this one, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So the rule is this: if you have a gradient background, don't use gradients for your cards. So if you have a plain background, then you can use gradients for your cards. Let me show you something. So if I decide to use, let's say, a solid fill here, and the solid fill is let's say solid fill of this, and then this one is also a solid fill of, let's say, whites. Okay. So I'm just trying something else, right? So this is our card. This gradient is ugly. It doesn't go well with these whites. So you might want something darker, right? So and then let me just look for a process gradient. Or so let's say something as dark as this. Then we can now change the color to our colors. This should be, let's say, this. Then this should be, let's say, this. Okay, great. So, and then let me just put this to be something like this. So I can decide to use this as a card visual, and you can see that it pops out better than here, you know, where it's gradients clashing with gradients. So it's just a rule of thumb. If you want to use a gradient for your cards, as for your card background, then don't use a gradient background. Another thing I would advise is don't also use gradients for the visual for your charts, right? So you want to, let's say you want to do a chart here. So charts are mostly best as plain colors, right? But I think this gradient actually looks I should take water. All right. Okay. So I think this gradient looks great. Okay. I think it looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine. This particular type of gradients. Okay, so this is how you can use gradients for your background. Now you can see that creating backgrounds are very, very easy. As in beautiful backgrounds, they are very easy. All you need is just to know what to press here and there. There's nothing, there's no what do they call it? It's not some sort of quantum.
Abracadabra.
Exactly. It's not quantum physics. It's very straightforward. So what you would do, how I became pretty, I would say I'm very good at creating backgrounds, but I believe that I can recreate any background I see. And the reason why I could do that was because I just kept practicing. I go on Envato Elements, like I said in the last time, I search backgrounds and I see it. I look for the most challenging backgrounds and then I try to recreate them. So I think one background that was really challenging is I'm trying to look for, where is that one? I don't know if this is it. Is it this? Let me see if it's this one. And then again, so this is for PowerPoints. In reality, I don't use PowerPoints for my background creation. I use Canva. Canva is better for me, right? It's easier and more straightforward. But it's the same thing that I achieve, but I use Canva for everything. Okay. So I'm trying to open that design. So while it's opening, just hold on. Let me take what Esther suggested. Okay, so let me see if it's open now. Okay, I don't know if it's this particular one. No. I don't think it is. It's not this one. It's not this. It's not this. But anyways, I will look for it and then I'll send it to the group. So basically, like I said, consistency, keep going, and then eventually you would see that it's pretty easy and straightforward. Okay. So now let's come to, oh, I mistakenly clicked on this one. So let's come to our dashboard. All right. So now that we have created the background, the next thing we need to do is these icons here, because this is the idea behind this type of design, was okay. This is the page you are on. By the time you click on this, you don't have to click on this icon because this is where you are. By the time you click on another icon, you would it takes you to a different page, right? So, but before we get there, let us quickly work on this particular table. And this table was not easy. I can't lie. This table took me, if I'm being honest, this table took me days to learn. It took me days to try to learn and understand, because it was especially this particular column here and this column. These two, every other thing was pretty straightforward, right? But these two here, they were very, because these are SVG charts, so they were very, very difficult. So, but then good thing is I've learned it, so we can work on it together. Okay, so you open this particular dashboard. So okay, great. I was going to teach you guys something, right? That means that we have to open a new. Let me open a new dashboard. Jean-Claude mentioned something about the measures. So this is what you can do. So in some cases, there was a time that I started working in an organization, and then I had to take over a particular dashboard. But then the person who was developing that dashboard, he left with bad blood. So because he left with bad blood, he did not share the source of the dashboard directly with me, right? He didn't share the dashboard, the raw file, the Power BI file. He didn't share it with me. But then the good thing was that we already the dashboard was already being was already published. It was published in a workspace, a Power BI service. So all I had to do was download the dashboard. But when I downloaded the dashboard, another challenge was the dashboard had up to 100 and something measures inside. So how do you start writing all the measures one by one? But the solution was very, very simple. So that's what I'm going to show you here now. So when you have that kind of case, these are the measures here. Right? We have a lot of measures that we are going to be using to create this particular table. So what you do is you come here, right? So to DAX. So you should have the updated Power BI. So if your Power BI does not show DAX query view, then it means that your Power BI is not updated and you need to update it. All right. So
Sorry, please, can you go through that again?
okay. So in some cases, all right. So let me start here. Okay, so in some cases, you have a Power BI file with a lot of measures, right? You have access to the raw data and you want to copy these measures to your own blank Power BI file, right? So the best way to do this is what I used to do in the past would be I will click on this place, then when the measure shows, I will Control A, Control C, paste it in a notebook, and then keep going one by one and one by one until I get everything. But then that is really, really stressful and it can take you hours to complete it. So Power BI has created a very, very easy way out. Okay. So what you do is you come to this. If you look at this particular pane on the left, right? You have your report view, your table view, the model view, and DAX query view. So if you cannot see DAX query view, it means that you are not using the updated Power BI. Yeah. So you need to update your Power BI. I can't remember the particular month, but you need to update your Power BI. So when
I
you
think
come,
I have.
okay, you have it. Okay, that's great. If you have it, then that's great. So when you come here, so in some cases, remember I taught us how to create a measures table. So in some cases, they might not have a measures table. They might have their measures all over the place, right? They could be here, they could be here, it could be in different tables, right? So what you need to do is you need to come here to the measures table. Then you click here, then you see quick queries. You click on quick queries, and then you can either define all the measures in this particular table or in the model. So in a case whereby they don't have all the measures in one table and they have it scattered around different tables, you can just define all measures in the model. So let me just use this particular one. So I define all measures in the model. So this is it. So you just give it some time to run. So I have so many measures here. That's why it's taking a bit of time. Just hold on. But anyways, it's for the greater good. So I don't know why it's taking this long. It's not supposed to take this long. 1 minute. Okay, so almost ready. Let's hold on. No, it's taking this long. It shouldn't take this long. I don't know if it's because I have so many files open. Okay, great. So we are ready. So now that you have everything here, right? Let me come to this particular one and import the data that we are going to be using. I think it's an Excel workbook. I think these are the two that we are using. Let me check sales data first. Okay, how I create backgrounds with Canva. Okay, I will do that, and at the end of this, just as the class is ending, all right, I'll do that as the class is ending. It's simple and almost the same thing that we do with Power BI. Okay, let me inspect. Everything looks great. Oh, this is not what I use though. This is not my data. Let me check again. I think this country breakdown. That should be this, and then sales table. Yes, sales table and country breakdown. So for sales table is a CSV. Okay, so let me first bring the sales table. Okay, I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Let me just load it straight up. Everything looks great. Then a second data that I will be bringing in. I think I will also need a dates, my date table. Okay, I think Nika joined the group after I shared that data. So let me share it again. Let me even be sure. Yes, that's what it is. So let me forward it again. Okay, I think the data should be in now. Okay, great. Let me get the country breakdown. I don't think it's a yes, this is it. So this one too, I don't think I need to do anything. Okay, serious. Okay, let me just transform. Okay, just hold on. I should have uploaded these things since, but just skip my mind. All right, no problem, Esther. You can ask at the end of the class. Okay. Okay, I think this is okay. Country flags. I need to just use first row as headers here. Okay. And everything is fine. So close and apply. Yes, Victory, the video will be uploaded on YouTube, just as we did last week, and I'll share the link with us. Okay, so everything is okay. Let me get my date table. This one, don't save anything. Okay, so let me copy this date table here. I don't know why it's taking too long. Okay, but this is not what I need. I need to just get the date table. Okay, copy, Control C. I come here and table view, new table. There's a new table. I can see it as I'm doing it. Paste date table and good. So it's advisable, like I said last week, always have a date table because that's what you use most of the time to connect multiple tables together, right? So because let me change this as date table. Okay. Okay. I would share the. Are you on the group? So I will share the link to it. So once when I share it, you would see. You will just easily get it. I don't even know my channel name. I just opened it and I use it for the to just post the link to the classes. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so we've connected it together. Okay, so back to what we were saying. So remember we said we want to copy all the measures from this particular table to our other table, right? So I come here, Control A, ensure everything is copied. Okay, Control A, Control C. Then you come here, same to DAX, then delete, select everything here and delete it, and then Control V. Okay, so we can see, you will see that there are some red lines. Okay, so for example, this one, I don't have a measures table yet. So what we would now do is we can now create a measures table. So in some cases, what you will see is if your table name is different, let's say instead of sales table, let's say your table name is called sales table. Let me just change this, or sales data. So great. Now you see that this is red here, right? So the best way to change it is that you can now do you just come, you copy this one, then you press Control Shift L. It will select every single sales table here, and then you can now change it to sales data. And then you see here the red line has left. So you can do that for whatsoever it is that whatsoever table that you are using. All right. So let me create a measures table before we continue so that it would enter data. Let me just call this measures table. and then loads. So my measures table is there now. So now you would see that post measures underscore. So this one is measures underscore table, while my own is just measures table. So let me change it same way I changed it. Come, Control Shift L, select everything, measures table. And now everything, you can see there's no red line anywhere. You can't see any red mark anywhere here. So now that we have it, we've done this, you now come and you press update model with changes. There are 24 measures. What is telling here that there are 24 measures here. So once you click this update model, your measures table, you can see it has been automatically updated with everything. So let me delete this column 1 so that it would appear as a proper measures table. Great. So now you can see all our measures are here, and that is how you can transfer measures from one particular file to another file. Okay, so now we want to build our dashboard. So remember, like I said, what we do is we'll change the background size. So this particular background is using 900 by 1650. That's my favorite. So 900 by 1650. Come here, canvas setting, custom, 900 by 1650. So that is what we also use for, we also changed this particular one last week. So I won't change it again this week. Okay. So let me, I think, which one should I use? Should I use this or the other one? No, should I use this or this or this? Let me use this. Oh no, let me use this particular one here. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Everything looks great. So we come and then save as. I just press the shortcuts. So I want to save as an SVG, scalable vector graphics format. Let me call this new one. Okay, is my screen moving for everybody, or is only? Okay, so Esther, I think your network is bad. So if it's not moving, then you can. Okay, let's wait. See if when she joins back. So like I said, you come and you save this to whatever name that you want to save it. So let me just save this as new one. Save, and I want to export only this particular slide. So I have it. I have my new one. Where's this thing? Okay. So let's come back to where's that our dashboard? Okay, this is it. Okay, so you come here, then you select canvas background, and then you browse. Let's browse, and then where did I save my new one? Okay, this is it. New one, open. So it's transparent now. So let me take out the transparency, and then this is what we are using. Okay, so we want to recreate this. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to drop two things here, this and this. So let me just copy them. So it's simple. Just create a what they call this thing. Create a rectangle and then just paste like that. So this one, like I think I can put this as a solid fill and give this a darker color. Let's see, let me give this, and then let me also give this something darker. Okay. I don't like the look, but anyways, we'll manage it. But no, I don't like managing. Let me make this lighter. I think what may I do is to give it a solid line, and then let me make the line a bit transparent. Okay, it's manageable now. So do the same thing here. Or let me even make the line Okay, I think that's better. Yes, 1 point. Okay, so all right, great. So we can now copy this particular, we can save this still, and then where is it? I press my shortcuts, new one SVG, and we save SVG. Yes, replace it. Just this one. Okay, so back here, we come back, remove it, and replace it with new one. Okay, so we want to, where is our dashboard? Okay, so we want to create this table. Where is table? So put in our table visual, and now we start the journey. So the first thing we did here is country. That is pretty straightforward. It's here, country breakdown. We add country. Okay, I don't like this style presets, so let me just give it none. Okay, country. Then the next thing is total sales. So this part, for this particular listen, I have two total sales, but we are using country total country total sales for it. Okay, so country total sales. Let me, I don't know why this thing is showing blank. Okay, select all or select blank. Okay, so let me put country total sales as a currency. Okay, then I don't like seeing totals. Take out totals. Okay, so we are going, trying to take this up. So then the next thing we are doing is this. Remember I told you that this is a donut chart that's showing the percentage of the grand total. So it's saying here that China has 25% of all our sales. So to be able to make this, you need several several measures. Okay, so let me click on this. Okay, so what you need is where is our donut charts? SVG donuts. So this is the particular measure that we are going to be using. Now, this particular, I didn't write this by myself. I didn't write it by myself. It was somebody's, I think, I can't remember the man's name, but it was someone who posted this particular dashboard on his GitHub. So I copied it, I downloaded his Power BI file, and I used this particular, I'm using his SVG here. So in all the type of cases, whenever you have an SVG that you see on GitHub or somewhere else, you can just save it somewhere, or you can save it in a notepad and then categorize it. Yeah. So, but in some other cases, you might come to Kerry Colosco and use Kerry Colosco, but which I touched on in the last class. But we are using this guy's own here. So if you take a look at this here, there are multiple variables that we don't really necessarily have to touch, right? So what we are touching here is we are looking at, okay, what is percentage? This is the only measure that you are touching. So what you want to see is the percentage of the grand total. If you are looking for something else, right, or you want to see sales or something, then you can use that particular measure. But for this particular design, you would use, so what you would do is, if you check the Power BI file, because I sent the Power BI file. So once you check the Power BI file, you will see this is SVG donuts. That's what this is called, SVG donuts. Okay, so and then this is the measure we are using here, percentage of grand total, and then return if it is not blank, or if it is in the scope of this particular country here, this particular column. So you might not need to know a lot of all these things. Just know what you are changing. You change this, and then you get what you need. Okay. So this is our SVG donuts that we used. So, but what we need to do now is where is my SVG donuts here? So what we need to do is we make sure that this is an image URL. Very important. There's image URL. If it's not image URL, it won't reflect. So let's wait for it to change, and it has changed. Okay, so let us put our SVG donuts. So now you will see by the side that the SVG donut is there, but it's small. It's small, and we are going to work on that later. Let's just get other things in place. Okay. Let me just leave this like this for now. So we have our SVG donuts. Then this is just a data bar. It's very easy. But to be able to get this data bar, because this is the data bar for sales, right? So I just wrote a particular measure, right? It's just basically saying sales. So country sales data bar. So I think this is this country sales bar. Yes. So like I said, this is sales. This is just for sales. So it's literally the same thing as this. So it's saying that this bar is equals to this measure. Okay. So we come here, country sales bar. I think this is this. So it's going to show you the same thing with the sales this thing, but we would change that now. So you come and then you click here, then you come to specific columns, and then you pick country sales bar. No, so not this, not here. Sell elements, country sales bar, and then data bars. Yes, then you come here, FX, show bar only. And you can change this to whatever color it is that you want to change. Let me change it to one of our colors. Change it to this color here. So, okay, this it won't have any negative bar anyway, so we can leave this negative, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So it's beginning to take shape little by little. And the next thing we need to do is this is the change. So this delta in business communication, delta means change, right? So when you see delta QOQ, that's change quarter on quarter. Okay, so delta, so it's basically saying this this is what we had less. Basically 17.7 was what we had this quarter, but last quarter we had 3.37 million more than this particular quarter. Okay, so that one too, we come to delta QOQ. So that is this. Sure that I'm getting the right thing. Okay, so delta QOQ is supposed to be no. Sorry, hold on. Measure delta QOQ. That's why it's not showing me. Let me see. Okay, I don't have any quarter selected. That's why. Let me just put a measure here, or I think measure a slicer for quarter. So this particular dashboard is just basically for stakeholders to see performance quarter on quarter. That's the idea behind this dashboard. The date table, we come to dates, and then quarter. Okay, let me change this to select something. No. For selection, then layouts, grid, months. Okay, let me put 4. Then ensure that there's some blank this thing there. So I'll select blank. Okay, then let me also take off this title. Okay. Take off the background. Okay. All right. So we have let me change this here. Let me change the name of this here that appears to Delta. So to get Delta, you press Windows full stop. It will open Power BI's emoji. I say Power BI Windows default emoji setting here. So I have you can then come here and then you just keep searching until you find Delta. But I use Delta in a lot. So let me put this Delta QOQ. All right. So then the next thing here is this is the bar for this. Okay. So I have something here called Delta QOQ bar. It's the same logic as this particular one. Same logic. So you come and then Delta QOQ bar, add it. So it's still going to show you the same thing until you go here, go to cell elements, and then come to Delta QOQ bar, turn on data bars, FX here. Then and maybe I want my positive bar to be green. So let me just look for a green color or something. Okay, let me just use this. Then negative bar, I want my negative bar to be red. So let me just use this particular one for now. Okay, so then show bar only, don't show values. Okay. So as you go, I think there should be some quarters where it's negative, some quarters that is positive. Okay. So the next thing is this particular one. So like I told you, we don't need to do a lot of work. People have already done the work, and most of all these people they're like wizards when it comes to Power BI. So you leverage what they've done. So this particular column, it's making use of multiple DAX queries, right? Measures, rather, multiple measures. So what is using here is, if you look at, I think I put this here. Okay. So this is the only thing that is selected, the cheap measure. But for this cheap measure to work, you need to have the CSS that would define the type of, so this CSS is basically saying, okay, this is the fonts for this particular one. Now you see market leader, you see stable, is high growth, stable. It tells you that for market leader, the background is this. So you can change the background, right? You can say, okay, I want to change the market leader background to be something else. Then I want the border color to be something else. So you can easily just go and select your hex code. If you want to change it to look like, let's say you have a particular color in mind. So you do that. If you want to change the font size, you also change it here. You say, okay, 8 points, I don't want that. I want Calibri, I don't want Arial. You do all of that here. Okay. Then you would have a particular measure for declining. You say, okay, this declining, this is the SVG for declining. Okay. Then same thing for high growth. This is the SVG for high growth. This is the SVG for market leader. And then this is the SVG for stable. All of this, you just copy and paste. So if you want, let's say you want to change, you don't want stable, you want to call this, let's say, growing or something else, right? So you can change it to whatever it is that you want to change it to. So what, but it is that when you change it here, you have to change it elsewhere. You have to change it everywhere. Excuse me. I'm going to get an error message now. It will even work, safe. Because once you change it here, you will change it in your CSS. You also change it in your chip chooser. Change it everywhere else. Okay. Okay. So, okay, let's hold on. Then you have your chip chooser. So this chip chooser is also like it's a switch. I seen a switch statement here to say, okay, if it's seen, if the country that is being selected is United States or China, let it be called market leader. If it's Germany, Japan, or India, let it be high growth. it's United Kingdom, France, or Spain, SEB declining. So you can use different conditions for this your particular chip chooser, right? You can decide, okay, you want to base this on sales. You can say, okay, if my sales is X is a particular over a certain threshold, then it is this. If it's over a certain threshold, then it is this. Okay. So it's just depending on you. You can explore this and try as many things as possible. Okay. So that is for the chip chooser, and then the chip is what we are now using. It's telling you, okay, based on the chip chooser, based on the country column that we are using, this is what is going to be displayed here. Okay, like I said, you don't have to try to, if you want to sit down and understand a lot of this, you can actually sit down. It will take you months of learning, and I think you need to also learn some form of I don't know if it's HTML or CSS. I think you need to learn CSS to be able to understand this thing fully. Okay, so but for those of us that don't have the time to learn new things, we have learned so much and we don't have the energy to start learning new things again. You can just do what I do and just copy and paste and just change one or two measures. Okay, so here, like I said, we are using our chip chooser. So chip chooser here. Okay, great. Now you can see that chip chooser is showing me plenty scenario. That's because it is not formatted as an image URL. Okay. Oh, not even the chip chooser itself. It's the other things. Let me format everything and make sure they are image URL. Sorry, hold on. Sure. I think my CSS is categorized. Oh, sorry. This is not even what I was supposed to be doing. Okay. So let me categorize CSS again. So I come here, cell elements, then chip chooser. Let me make this a web URL. What field should we base this on? Field value, chip chooser. Okay. It has not changed. Why is it not changing? Sorry, just hold on. And then inspect this again. Governance. Push status. Stable formatted still. Oh, so this is the chip. Where is an image URL? Chip is image URL. Declining image URL. Groups is image URL. Market leader, image URL. That's stable image URL. So why is it not changing? Maybe show again. Chip chooser is uncategorized, CSS uncategorized. Every other thing is even uncategorized. So I don't know why this thing is not changing, but it is meant to change. So let's just exploit until we get a solution. Okay. So let me see. Check this to web URL. Let's see if it works like that. Okay, so it's an image URL then. Oh, hope I did not put the wrong thing. Oh, it's not chip chooser. I'm supposed to pick his chip. Oh, okay. So we finally have gotten everything into the table. Now we can start working on the table. You can expand these guys here. Okay, let me stretch it some more. Okay, then you come here to image size, right? So let's say we want our image size to be 100 for this, and then width should be 200. No, 200 is too much. 150. Okay, 100 by 150 looks okay. Okay, then for the data bars, to be sure that the data bars look great, so we can. Okay, are we all still following? Okay, so we are still on this. To give me my horizontal grid lines, or let me just see if I can increase the width. No, then give this color, right? So horizontal grid lines 10, or I can just come to options, rule padding, just pad it some more. So it's depending on me and whatever it is I want to do. So okay, so this is basically it. Then you can just do a lot of other things to edit it to your tastes. You can reduce the font size, increase the font size, do play around with it. Okay, and then eventually, as you play around with it, then you will get what it is that you need. So if I want to now put for our page navigation, we have 4 more minutes till the class is over. So for page navigation, right, that is also pretty easy and straightforward. Let me insert a shape or whatever it is. Okay, let's insert a shape. Reduce it to the always make sure your icons are small. Let them not be so, because when your icons are big, they can sometimes distract the viewer. So make them as small as possible. When you log into some of all these websites, you see that the icons are small. Sometimes you don't even see icons. Maybe you have to you have to click on a hamburger icon to open and see every other thing. Okay. So let me say let me just change this shape property to 51 to 59. 51 to 59. Okay. Then let me make this white. Effects. Why is this color? No, this is not it. Why is it not changing? Hold up. Okay. So I can make this white, whatsoever it is that I want to do. Then you can insert an image. Let's say, I think I have some icons that I've downloaded. So I come here and then, okay, yes, I have my icons here. Click on the icons, click on whatever it is that I want to add. So for icons, you can get your icons from a site called icons8.com. Icons 8. So Icons 8 is pretty reliable for icons. But for me, I actually create my icons on Canva. I create them on Canva and then I import them to Power BI. Okay. So you do what it is that you need to do to make sure this. Okay. So we can say, okay, this particular icon is what is going to be for this page, and then we're going to have icons for the other pages. Let's say we want 3 pages, right? So let me just put this. I'm sorry. Okay. So to be sure, let me also reduce, because we don't want the attention to be placed here, because this is not the pages that are being selected. We can also increase the transparency to, let's say, whatever it is, 7, let's say 69. Okay. Then let's copy the formatting here and paste it here. Okay. Then you can now also insert your other images. Say you want to insert this. So remember, I think we did 51 to 59. So let me check what this one is. So this is 54 to 46. Let me try 54 to 46. Oh, sorry. Okay, 46. Okay. So you can do the same thing for the last one, but ensure that it also doesn't look funny. Okay. All right. So as you go on, you can try. So to make sure that this actually works, let's say you have another page here and you have another page here. Okay. So let me say you come here and then action. So turn on action, then it's a page. You want it to be a page navigation, and then your destination should be, let's say, this page. So by the time you publish this particular dashboard on PowerBI on your workspace, and then it's published on the web, and they just come and they click it and they move them to another page. But since it's on PowerBI, you have to press Control and click it down. So when you Control click, it moves you to that page automatically. So you do the same thing on all the pages. Okay. So that is how to create the icon for page navigation and also this particular table. Okay. So like I said, this table, you just play with it, check as much as check what exactly it is that you can do. Can you say, okay, I want minimal, or can you say I want a default, whatever it is, or you can even change it. Oh, this is very ugly. Okay, so you just play with it, learn it, and then eventually it will become very, very easy for you to create stuff like this. Okay, so that for the class today. You can go back and try to recreate this particular dashboard here. I know that there's a lot of work to do here with the size of the bars, but then I don't want us to waste so much time focusing on that. Okay, so any questions before we go? I know Esther said she had a question. Okay, Esther, please. Okay, yes, Nick Canva. Okay, yes, that's great. So I have Canva installed on my laptop already. Okay, so what I do for my backgrounds on Canva is the same thing that you do on Power BI, just that Canva is easier. Let me explain why. Now, for Power BI, for example, for PowerPoint, if you want to set you selected your background 900 by 1650, right? And then you say, okay, I want to set that for PowerPoint. You know, PowerPoint, I told you you have to go to a site, unit converter, and then convert it on that unit converter first of all. But on Canva, it is easier and straightforward. So what you do is this: you come here, you create a design, then custom size. So remember, it is 900 height, 1650 width. So my width is 1650. Canva is already, I can change it to px, cm, inches or millimeter. Meanwhile, PowerPoint is only in cm. So let me change the width here. So which is 1650 and height is 900. Create a new design. Okay, now to start the entire thing, let's say I want to do what I did, the exact thing I did in that particular one, which is I want to create the gradients, right? So once I click on this, I come here, I just click here, see here, gradients, one time. Then I can use this to add colors. If I want to delete colors here, if I want to delete colors, I just come here, press X, the colors are deleted. Add colors, then I can change the style of the gradients to whatever it is that I want. So the only place that PowerPoint has an advantage over Canva here is with PowerPoint, you can really play around with your gradients and make it look whatever way that you want it to look like. Okay, so then if I want to insert a rectangle, I press R, rectangle is here. If I want to curve the edges, I come here, corner rounding, let's say, let me give it just 5 px. So this is it. Then you draw what it is that you need to do. Okay, is anybody saying something? Okay, so corner rounding, then let me put another rectangle. Let's say I want this to just be here, and I want to change the color to white. Okay, let me make this wider here. Then if I want to, let me say I want to, no, let me just delete this. I want to include different type of cards. Let me say I want 4 or 5 cards. Let me come here, I want Ctrl C, Ctrl V, 1, 2, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, 3, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, 4. Then let me make all of them whites. Just say white. Copy the style, paste. Copy the style, paste. Copy the style, paste. So then to make sure everything is aligned well, I just come, I select everything, I come to position, then distribute. I can now press tidy up. It will just help me to tidy it up. Then I can either now reduce it or increase it to make sure that everything is aligned well. Right. Then one other advantage that Canva has is easy icons. So let's say I just want to add icons to all of them. Let's say I want to put this for total sales. I come to elements, search sales, then graphics. Okay, let's say I want to use this and I want this to be at the top here. So I come here, I paste it. So you can see how easy it is to just get icons and include it in Canva, right? If it's PowerPoint, you have to go through plenty scenario. You have to download it first of all. Before you now import it into PowerPoint, Canva is easier. So the thing is that I use paid Canva. So maybe most of all these elements might have watermarks for you, but it still doesn't matter because you are going to be reducing it to barest minimum. So the watermark might not be so visible. Okay. So you can then, to make sure they don't move, you can now say, okay, group. Okay. I group it, and I want to use this as a template for all of them. Then to be sure, position, tidy up. Oh, it's already tidied up. Okay, let me use, okay. So this is your background in Canva. Then you can change on group, change the icon. So let's say, let me say, instead of sales, let me look for, I don't even know what to think of. Let me look for segments or something. Okay. I can but then to make sure that they are the same thing. So this is 37.7 by 34.8. So let me also make sure that's the same thing. 37.7 by 34.8. Okay, so now it's the same thing as this. All right, so let me just delete this one. Then take it up. So this is basically how you can create your dashboards in Canva, your dashboard background in Canva. Then, like I said, you just need to play around with it. Try corner rounding, but your corner rounding should not be too rounded. It look very ugly, right? If you, I don't know, I don't like this. I don't know. It doesn't look so. Sometimes it might look good, but personally, I don't like it. So if you like it, that's fine. So I always like my corner rounding to not be too visible. Okay. All right. So Esther, you said you have a question. So please ask so that
All right,
we can
thank
go on.
you. Good evening.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Good evening.
I'd like to ask as regards the cards that you inserted.
Okay.
For each of the cards, there's a way it's when you over around it, there's a permanent color that like a default color. How can you
Okay,
change
yes.
that black color?
Okay, just hold on. Let me open the dashboard. Oh no, this is not even what's
Or
okay.
maybe I should just share my screen.
Okay, great. That will be perfect. Please share your screen. Let me
I
stop
tried
sharing.
working on the okay. Just hold on for me.
Okay.
Oh, this is my first time sharing like this, so
No
I'm
problem.
not used to it. Okay. Can you see my screen?
I don't think I can see it yet too. Okay, it's coming up.
Ah, mm. When once you have seen it, let me know.
Okay, yes, I can see it. I can see it.
All right. So I tried working on the last class. So this is
Okay.
what I created.
Okay.
Yeah, you stopped here for us. I've been trying to over around it, but I've not gotten it. So I want to improvise here. Now,
Okay.
this is what I'm talking about. That when I'm hovering around it, I've been able to
Yeah.
change this one that I'm hovering around, particularly
Yeah.
this black one. Yeah, I don't want this black. I want it to
You don't
be
want it
this
to be black.
color. Yes,
Okay, that's when it's selected. You want it to be this color.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Then the
Click
other
on
one
that.
should be white.
Okay, click on it. Click on it.
Okay.
Click on it. Then go to your um go down. Let me see. Let's scroll down. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Is this the old or the new slicer? Select the new slicer.
The
Select the new one. Is the old one? Select the new one.
This one.
Yes. No,
It's
that's
the new
cards.
one. Okay, sorry. Where is the new one? This.
It's beside the card. It's beside that card there.
Okay.
Yes, that is it. So
Okay.
then
Okay.
go and when you click on it, scroll up
Yeah.
to and make sure that they are all in one row. So to do that,
Where
so you
where
go to
where will I get that?
go
The
to
slider
go to
section.
layouts.
Layout.
When you go to
Okay.
layout, you see there is columns shown and there's max rows shown. So for that column
Okay.
shown to 4, since you have 4 this thing there,
Yeah.
so take it up to 4.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So then turn off the header. Let that parameter not be showing. So go to go to properties. I think that should be in
Is it
properties and
okay?
header icon. Let's see. Let's see if that will work. Okay, it's not working. Okay, go to
Not
visual then.
working.
Go to visual. Then I'm trying to remember where this thing is located. Where is this thing located now? Trying to turn off that your header. Just be checking all of them. I think you will see where there's I think it's under, it should be under call out values.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've
under
tried
call out
checking.
values, labels, turn off labels.
The
So
label is
labels.
off.
Okay, let's not dwell on that too much. We will get it eventually. It's not difficult.
Okay,
So
yeah.
what you
But
do
what about
is to
this?
change all those colors now, right? Go to buttons.
Buttons.
Yeah,
Let
buttons.
me.
No, not there. On the visual, on visual of this selected slicer. Go to buttons. So when you are in buttons, buttons is down. You just pass buttons. It's down, 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 down. I think it's should be like
The
the
last
last.
one.
Yes, that's it. So click on
This
it.
my okay. Okay.
Open the buttons. Then so now you will see. You see that apply settings to. Now default state is currently the default. So what is basically telling you is that
Okay.
on default, this is what it will look like. So now
Okay.
you said you want everything to be white.
Yeah.
And then on selected, you want it to be a particular color. So click selected.
Yes.
Click selected. Go to
Then
your field.
the field.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I can change it.
Color, and then it should change.
Okay.
Yes. You can also change the color of the text to be darker.
Mm.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
on that, I think there should be an option for text. Go up. Under the same buttons. Yes, values, one for values. So you can change the
Over.
values. So, but you now have to ensure that it's no, go back. When you pass values now, just above the sorry, hold on. I'm trying to also open it here. Okay,
Okay.
so you will see. Where's my selected? And then sorry, hold on. I'm trying to check. Okay. So to do that, to change the color of the values too, you will go to call out values. You will go up to call out values under this, under the visual. You have to go up. It's not under buttons. So you go out to color
This is
values, then yes, then selected, change that default to selected. And then the values color, you can change it to black or something else. Since your background is light, change the color to black.
okay.
Exactly. So you can play around with it. You can even decide, okay, you know what? Let's take out all the borders and make it. Let me share my screen and show you something. What I'm
Okay.
pointing out.
Okay.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet, but it's coming up.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, so you can decide to say, okay, I want to change this particular. You want it to look somehow like this, right? So
Yes.
these are accent bars under them, right? So very
Okay.
simple. Yeah. So let me open. Let me just create this one and fresh here. So let me come to date table. Let me give this years, and then come to layouts. No. I want just one row should show. Why is the only show? Oh, something is selected already. Let me change this slicer setting. No force selection. Okay. All right. So now this is it, right? So now that I'm here, let me see. Let me turn off my title. That's it. So you just to come to general and then turn off the title. Then that thing should go off.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yes. So I can once I'm here, I still come here to visual. Then okay, let me first of all remove background here. Turn off the background under effects in general. Then I come to buttons, border, take off the border, take off the fill. Okay. Then okay, this is selected. Let me do that for defaults. Let me take off the border. So now it's like this, right? Then I can now decide, okay, make sure that it's on default or defaults. Even selected itself, there should not be a hand. Because once it's default, it will change other things. Then I can decide to put an accent bar. Then I change the accent bar to bottom here. Then you can increase the width of your accent bar like this. Then change the color to, let's say, this, right? So, but you have to ensure that it's on a white background. Yeah, if not, it's not going to look so nice. Okay. So then you also need to make sure that it's why is this still like this? Okay. Anyways, I would change this later. Okay, so you to change the same thing that we also did before. You come to buttons, then we want to apply selected. So for selected, we don't want an accent bar. Let me just select something. Right? We don't want an accent bar. I want to fill it with something. Oh, sorry. This is just for selected. Why is it filling everything? So Power BI sometimes has this problem where it has
This is way.
voila, it has this sometimes his head will just be touching like this. It's, as in his head will just be touching for no reason. No. But anyways, if you do it like that, it should work. You select the fill, but you just play around with it and then you're able to get
Yeah.
that you need.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do we have any other questions?
I'll just try out something. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I've been wanting to post, but I just don't want to post rubbish.
I understand you. I understand you. It's good to do something and do it well. Okay.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you so much, guys. I would work on this file and then we'll post it on YouTube and then I will share the link. Thank you guys for coming. Next week, like I said, we are going to be working on a portfolio project. We are going to be working from start to end and we are going to post it on our portfolio. Most of the time, most of us, we might not know how to write business in a very business way. So I'm going to show you how you can bypass all of that using ChatGPT or whatsoever AI tool that you can get your hands on. All right. So thank you guys and see you guys same
We
time.
just hope you would have enough time to work on it this week.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right, guys. So take care and see you guys next week. All right.
Okay, thank
Bye.
you. See you.
Thank you too.